responsibility here of moving the party forward last February and cleaning up the financial mess. Right now we're looking at a $500,000 hole of the debt. And is it safe to say that the party has not moved forward under your leadership?
Oh, it is moving forward. For one, $500,000 of debt that I inherited, and we're cleaning it up, and we're facing blowback for that. You know, the thing about it is, as we looked over the last 3 cycles, the Michigan Republican Party and the Republican Party as a whole has lost influence. It's lost credibility, and to restore that and course correct, you're going to have some bumps in the road, but we're very pleased with the direction that we're going in. One of the things is we're bringing new people into the party, and one of the things is we're fortifying and focusing on restoring the middle class. We're focused on informing the everyday citizen how our government works. One of the challenges is most people are just told to go vote. And that's it. We want citizens to be informed and engaged of how our government works, how to hold our elected officials accountable, and how to have better political representation.
But part of the job that you have as party chair is to unite people. And right now you're talking about a number of people, and you need 75% of the state commission to basically say, hey, we want to remove Kristina Karamo. Right now you have a lot of people, 8 out of 13 of the Congressional District Commission chairs, including the co-chair, saying, let's kick Karamo to the curb. And then you have Dawn Beatty, who supported you initially and said that this is a tyrannical, incompetent dumpster fire, talking about your administration. That doesn't sound like you're bringing the party together or moving it forward.
Well, you know, first of all, when you turn to the co-chair and the 8 of the 13 district chairs, the fact that they had to rely on a deceptive letter says a lot about their character. And maybe those individuals reflect why the Republican Party has failed so miserably in the past. So, of course, people who want to cling on to the failed status quo are going to be very upset when you try to change it in a new direction. So quoting a disgruntled former employee isn't really a credible claim. The reality is, why has the Republican Party as a whole lost influence? Why is it that young people tend to be Democrat? That is a question that many people need to answer, and I'm determined to
Rocky, she's determined to answer that question and say, look, this is just a bump in the road. Is this more than that?
Why are shamrocks green? There's a lot of questions. But, you know, today is like Festivus. We're going to air our grievances, and let's do it respectfully. But I'm going to say, Kristina, I appreciate the rhetoric and the verbosity of the way you put it out. But there are a lot of problems within our party right now. For example, I spoke with Warren Carpenter and Mark Fortin, who's the chair of the Macomb County Republicans, before I came here tonight. And one of their biggest problems, and my biggest problem as a Republican in the state of Michigan, is why are you suing a trust for a building that you do not own? That building was set up for the state Republican Party to use. You shouldn't be suing and then using the state committee without them voting to authorize that lawsuit.
Ms. Karamo, you use their names in order to get money back, in order to make whole this party.
The fact that you would cite Warren Carpenter is highly questionable. He is a disgruntled and discredited individual. He is the Michael. Hey, let me finish. I didn't cut you. No, hold on. Let me finish.
Everyone is disgruntled.
He is the Michael Cohen of Michigan. This man ran around. Let me finish. This man ran around telling our volunteers before the Mackinac Leadership Conference that they would go to jail if they volunteer with the party. He ran around telling people we were committing fraud and the conference was going to fail. Even Nolan Finley put out a report claiming the conference is going to fail, and it succeeded. You guys have been doubting this administration. We keep persevering. Now, to your question regarding the trust, we are simply seeking declaratory relief from a judge. The former administration, they lied to us. The former chair told us the party was debt-free in December 2022.
It was.
No, it was. Well, then why did Comerica show us a line of credit of $440,000? No, that we got from the former administration, plus $180,000 of credit card debt. Yes, but let me finish.
Was there money left?
Let me finish. I'm going to answer that question directly about the trust.
Go ahead.
Yes, the reality is we are seeking declaratory relief from a judge. We are not seeking any kind of punitive damages. So we're not seeking money from anybody. It's not punitive damages. We're asking for declaratory relief, which was in my right to do as chair. Why? Because I have a fiduciary duty to the party. If I have to clean something up and it ruffles a few feathers, so be it. I'm going to do my job as chair.
It's not your building, though, right?
No, wait a minute.
It's not your building, though.
Well, hold on. It's a dispute. And again, I'm not the judge. I'm not a lawyer. So the thing about it is some of those questions are for our attorney.
Who owns the building?
However,
but that's an inside baseball kind of thing. I mean, there's a lot of inside baseball going on. I don't know if Rocky wants you in or out. Maybe we'll ask him that in a minute here. But you were fined today by a Hillsdale County judge, basically saying you're in contempt of court because you didn't reinstate the chair of the Hillsdale County Republican that the judge said is the proper chair.
Well,
why did you do that?
Well, here's the thing. That was the former administration at the state.
But you lost the case.
No, I did not. I didn't even file the case. I was drugged into a case I had absolutely nothing to do with. The reality is there was dispute in Hillsdale County, and that the former administration settled the dispute. We were simply waiting out to see how the court would rule. I'm going to finish. We were never sent
the court ruled in April.
No, we were never sent an official responsibility, anything from the court to do anything. The reality is we went back to court and we discussed it with the court how to settle this matter regarding Hillsdale County, which the former administration dealt with.
Your attorney's giving you a lot of bad advice.
No.
Mr. Harlan, it's a clown show.
I think Charlie hit the nail on the head when he said there's a lot of inside baseball. The people watching on the other side of that camera are Republicans and Democrats who aren't in the weeds with this, but they do wonder whether or not this party can be moved forward. There are people who feel disenfranchised who are not young people, but people who've been part of the party for many years who didn't like the fact that you claim that Trump won this election. Do you still believe that Donald Trump won the 2020 election?
I sat there and watched as election corruption occurred and media covered up and labeled us all crazy as to what we saw. The reality is this: the people who whine and complain the most about, well, she's holding this party back. What have they done the years they had the party besides lose?
We won majorities in the House,
do you believe
the Senate, and the governor.
The last 3 cycles, what have we done besides getting kicked in the teeth? And I'm going to move this party in a new direction because
but
my
Kristina,
kids'
hold on,
futures
I got to say one thing. The state senators in the state of Michigan came together, and after a 55-page report determined there was no systemic fraud in the state of Michigan. These are Republicans, mind you. Donald Trump, hold on, no, Donald Trump's own attorney general said there was no fraud and that Joe Biden was the president. Tudor Dixon, who ran for governor, who's an uber Republican, said that Joe Biden is the president. Do you believe that Joe? Can you answer that question?
I will tell you, Joe Biden, and let me tell you why I believe he's illegitimate. Why is it that in that report, Mick Broom had to ask the attorney general to consider criminally investigating people who said there was fraud in the election? So now it's a violation of my First Amendment rights that I should go to jail if I question an election outcome?
But
Yes, it
we're
is.
getting really weedsy here. But here, Kristina, let me just ask you something. Isn't the job of a good leader to unite people?
Yes.
On Saturday, a majority of the leadership is probably going to vote you out.
That's false.
But how do
no, that's false.
they're going to take a vote.
Well, no,
but just
they're not.
Kristina, even just having the meeting, what does that say about the leadership?
But you claim the meeting is illegal, right?
The thing about it is anybody can gather, but these individuals cannot legally conduct business at the Michigan Republican
It doesn't
Party.
matter.
It does matter.
Yes,
So you're
yes, they
violating
can.
the law. How?
Yes, they can.
How can they?
Because in the bylaws, in the bylaws, if they request the meeting and they request a special meeting, they can request the agenda.
No.
Kristina, hold on one second. We don't want to gang up on Kristina. This isn't just Kristina's problem, but you are, because I respect you as a person. I like you as a person. I really do.
Okay.
But the leadership of this party stinks.
Well,
and
you
the
can say
people,
whatever
and
you
hold on
want.
one second. I'm talking now.
Okay,
You
go
interrupted. You wouldn't let me interrupt you. I'm not going to let you interrupt.
Do you want her out?
I'm going to tell you right now, the leadership and the people, the incompetent people, in my humble opinion, that you put in positions, and everybody that doesn't agree with you, suddenly barred as the deep stater, who talks like that, is a bad person or a criminal or this. Well, let me tell you something. Not everybody, most of those people were your supporters.
Should Kristina resign? Should Kristina resign, Rocky?
Yes.
No.
And let's move the party forward.
No, let me say this.
Open up the books.
I'm not going to
become
resign.
transparent and work with us.
Open up the books. Let's talk about the production you did at the OCRP meeting when you wanted to complain when executive committee members went to see the books outside of the budget committee. Let me finish.
And they were allowed to come see the books. And they were allowed to come see the books whenever they wanted to.
First of all, his claim is false to say that these people, this something is clear. Our rules and our bylaws talk clearly about how to amend the bylaws and how to remove people. These individuals have not followed that, which is something Rocky is going to conveniently ignore because he wants to push the narrative.
That's exactly what they're doing.
No, so tell me, did they have the 54 votes to take a vote to remove me?
I don't know what they. It's not 54 votes. If you read your bylaws, it's the majority. It's 75%. It's 70%. Again, you're interrupting me. You asked me a question. 75% of those attending a meeting.
Do you think the majority of the Republican Party supports you?
Absolutely. Let me tell you why. Because they have not followed the process to remove anybody. I have not received any signatures to remove anybody. They have not followed any process to alter the bylaws. So how can you say that they can legally conduct business when they haven't followed the bylaws?
You guys have an
Rocky, I need you to hold on for a second. Charlie, hold on. Kristina, I'm going to ask you the question. Right now, we have a meeting on Saturday. You're saying that meeting is essentially illegal because bylaws weren't followed. The next scheduled meeting is January 13th.
Correct.
If they decide on January 13th to vote you out, will you accept that Or will you not accept
You know
that?
what? If I am lawfully removed, absolutely I will go away. But that's the problem. They have not followed the process. They haven't even submitted me signatures of people who want to vote me out. They have not even followed the bylaws process to amend the bylaws. Check this out. Why are these individuals trying to lower the threshold to remove people? Because they don't have the votes. It's
not lowering the
pathetic.
threshold.
Oh, yes, they are. Rocky, you're being dishonest. I'm sorry.
Kristina,
Read the agenda. Again, people can gather lawfully, but they have no legal authority to conduct business at the Michigan
But if they do it on January 13th, you would accept that result.
If it's legal, if it's a legal position.
You know, the big
Kristina,
answer,
you know what?
here's the
You know
big
who's
answer.
loving this right now?
The Democrats.
Democrats.
Absolutely.
They're loving this.
Absolutely.
They love this right
Rocky
now.
is making deceptive claims and telling me to resign. You know what?
No,
I would like
Rocky
to challenge.
said.
I would like to challenge
Your
him.
attorney has threatened people. You don't threaten people. You grow. A party should grow
Okay.
with voters.
He wants the status quo. I want to move it forward. There's the bifurcation.
I want to
you
make
want
sure
the status quo.
we bring
the
more
status quo. And what has he done in the last 3 years?
elected
Last 3 years, we lost the governorship in 2018. We lost the presidency in 2020. And what did we get in 2022? I've seen firsthand the failures of the status quo. I am not interested in appeasing the grateful pound Republicans. We are moving the party forward. And guess what? This populist movement is going to grow.
Under your leadership, the entire scale in Michigan went Democrat. Under your leadership.
Under my leadership, no, it's not. That was 2022. I wasn't chair.
For the local election.
I wasn't chair.
For the state.
I'm talking about the state. And so when that happened.
No, that was before me. I was not the chair.
It was before then. She's right.
She can't do any worse.
But do you believe that you have the influence that it takes to move this party forward, even through all that's going to happen in the next few days?
Absolutely. Why? Because I was elected to course correct. I was not elected to protect the status quo. I was elected to take the party in a different direction. It was the reason I was elected by 14 points. Because I was elected to pursue a very particular mission. And that is what I am doing.
Then the best thing that could happen is unite the party, talk to people that you may disagree with, instead of kicking them off of committees when they disagree with you.
No,
bring people together. That's what a leader is.
You're talking about me resigning, talking about don't kick people off, but you're telling me to resign.
Kristina Karamo,
because you're not doing it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not resigning, so that's
I want to thank you for joining us today. It is not a fun interview for you to do, but you said you love the fight. And you said you're looking forward to the fight, something you'll continue to do.
She does like
Move
the fight.
Saturday.
It's a sad situation.
Thank you for joining us. Rocky, thank you. Kristina, thank you. Detroit's homicide.